2025, you stand at a pivotal moment in your life, a threshold where every choice you make can either move you closer to becoming the person you are capable of being, or keep you stuck in a cycle of procrastination, doubt, and unfulfilled potential. The Stoic question you must ask yourself is one that challenges the very essence of how you approach your life. It's not a casual reflection, but a call to action. How much longer will you wait to demand the best from yourself? This question is a profound invitation to stop delaying your dreams, to stop putting off your personal growth, and to stop tolerating mediocrity in your own life. Time, as the Stoics knew all too well, is our most valuable resource, and it is slipping away moment by moment. We are often our own greatest obstacle to success. The reality is that life is a continuous series of decisions, many of them small but significant. Every action you take, every word you speak, every habit you form, and every moment you waste shapes who you are and who you will become. Each decision is a building block in the construction of your character and your future. Will you choose to wake up early and face the challenges of the day head on? Or will you hit the snooze button and delay the inevitable? Will you take the difficult but necessary step of having a tough conversation or hide from the discomfort? Will you push yourself to do better, to improve, to move forward, or will you settle for good enough? The Stoics, with their profound wisdom, understood that a truly meaningful and beautiful life doesn't come by accident. It is forged through conscious, intentional decisions. They believed that the foundation of a fulfilling life is built upon virtue, discipline, and the pursuit of wisdom. They understood that, while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we do have power over how we respond to those events. And how we respond, our decisions, our actions, our mindset, defines who we are and the life we lead. But here's the key point. Change doesn't happen in a vacuum. It is the result of effort, sustained effort, made day after day. It doesn't matter how many New Year's resolutions you make or how many promises you give to yourself. Progress is achieved through consistency and daily action. As Epictetus said, progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy: to take deliberate, purposeful action toward becoming your best self, regardless of external circumstances. The Stoics didn't believe in waiting for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for things to align perfectly. They took responsibility for their own growth, moment by moment, action by action. So, as you look ahead to 2025, ask yourself, who do I want to become this year? What do I want to achieve? And how will I hold myself accountable for the choices I make along the way? The time for change is not tomorrow. It's now. One of the greatest traps we fall into is the belief that we have plenty of time. We tell ourselves that we'll start our new habits next week, next month, or even next year. We say, I'll start eating healthier tomorrow, or I'll begin working out after the holidays, or I'll focus on my personal development once I have more time. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Procrastination is the thief of time, and every moment you delay is one you'll never get back. The more we put things off, the further we push our goals and dreams into the future, and the more we begin to accept mediocrity as good enough. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful Stoic philosophers, famously said, "You could be good today, but instead you choose tomorrow." Every time you delay taking action, you are choosing to not be your best self today. You're choosing to postpone the person you could become, the life you could create, the changes you could make. But life doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for us to catch up, and it doesn't give us extra time. The time is always now. This year, make a conscious decision to stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment never comes. The time to start is not after the holidays, not after your vacation, not after you've gotten through a difficult week. The time is now. The time to take that first step toward your goals, to break that bad habit, to form a new one, to confront your fears and doubts, is today. As the Stoics taught, we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. We can choose to take action instead of putting things off. The choice is yours. The greatest obstacle holding you back, the habit that keeps you stuck in a cycle of inaction, is likely procrastination. You know what you need to do. You know the changes you need to make, the habits you need to adopt, the mindset you need to cultivate. And yet, you keep telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. You say, I'll work on this next week, but next week becomes next month, and next month becomes next year. Here's the harsh reality. Procrastination keeps you stuck. It convinces you that there's always more time, that you can get to it later. But in the meantime, life passes you by. The more you put things off, the less likely you are to make meaningful progress. The more you delay, the more you reinforce the habit of procrastination, and the further you drift away from your goals. It's time to break free from this cycle. Choose today to take action. Choose today to make a decision that will move you closer to the person you want to be. Choose today to confront your limiting habits, your fears, your doubts. The Stoics didn't shy away from discomfort. They embraced it, knowing that true growth only happens when we step outside of our comfort zones and confront the challenges that life throws our way. They knew that growth is not easy, but it is always worth it. One of the most powerful ways to break free from procrastination is to commit to quitting one habit that holds you back. What is that one thing in your life that keeps you from reaching your potential? Is it procrastination? Is it the habit of putting things off? Is it addiction to distractions, comfort, or safety? Identify that one thing and commit to quitting it, not just for a week, not just for a month, but for an entire year, and ideally, forever. This commitment is about more than just quitting a bad habit. It's about asserting control over your own life and making a choice to move towards something greater. As the great Samuel Johnson wrote in 1775, "When I look back on resolutions of improvement and amendment which have year after year been made and broken, why do I yet try to resolve again? I try because reformation is necessary and despair is criminal." Johnson understood that, while we may fail and falter, we cannot afford to give up on the pursuit of personal growth. To abandon the effort altogether is far worse than stumbling along the way. Each attempt, each effort, is a victory in itself, even if it's imperfect. You will stumble. You will fail. You will face setbacks. But the Stoics remind us that setbacks are not the end. They are the means through which we grow. The only real failure is to give up. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The soul is dyed by the thoughts it holds." If you let despair take root, if you let the belief that you can't change take hold, you will not grow. But if you persist, if you keep moving forward despite the setbacks, you will become the person you are meant to be. The time to change is not tomorrow. The time to change is not next week, next month, or next year. The time is now. Don't wait for a better moment, because it won't come. The moment you have is this moment. What will you choose to do with it?